What's up, everyone? This is the Lucas Ross Sports Channel, and it is time for my thoughts on the Week 14 AP Top 25 poll heading into Conference Championship weekend. The regular season is complete. Now we're heading into Conference Championship games and also the postseason. This is where the season gets real. What a weekend it was for the final regular season games. We had some pretty big rivalries going on. Some big-time blowouts as well, and sometimes big upsets. College football season has really flown by. I mean, we had some pretty good, months, but November was pretty much the best month. Now we're heading into December for the conference championship weekend. And basically how this video works, I just give you my thoughts on the AP Top 25 poll. This is kind of similar to the college football playoff rankings, which will come out tomorrow. We'll give you a reaction video to that on Wednesday. And we're going to make some conference championship predictions this week, so it's going to be a pretty busy week for my videos, and we'll try to get those videos out on time. So let's get right into it here with our thoughts here on week number 14 of the AP Top 25 poll. We'll start from the bottom and work our way to the top. Starting from 21 through 25, Mississippi State at number 25, finishing 8-4 after an Ole Miss win in the Egg Bowl. It was a pretty good finish to that game. Mississippi State now finishes 8-4. It's a pretty good record for them. Purdue will play for the Big Ten Championship this weekend against Michigan that beat Ohio State. So Purdue finishes out 8-4. Troy at number 23. This is one of the few top teams out of the Sun Belt. Maybe Coastal Carolina is the top team in that Sun Belt, but Coastal Carolina didn't play this past weekend against Virginia because of that, I won't talk about it. But Troy, they're one of the, top teams pretty much in the Sun Belt. They finished out 10-2. Boise State, the top team out of the Mountain West, they finished 9-3. Number 21 is Texas. Texas finishes 8-4. The bowl games do come out this Sunday, so we're going to see where these teams will end up at in the bowl games. Texas, though, I'm kind of anxious to see where they go. I mean, after they finished a great 8-4 this season. This is a team that went 5-7 last year. This is a team that went a disappointing season last year, but now they turn things around. Texas is back in conversation now for the bowl games, so we'll see where they end up at. That's from 21 through 25. Let's go to number 16 through 20. Let's go from 16 through 20. Tulane at number 20, the second best team in the American Conference. Tulane survived a close one against Cincinnati, and I heard rumors that Cincinnati's coach is heading to Wisconsin, so that's a big-time hire and a big-time loss for Cincinnati. Tulane, though, they'll play for the American Athletic Championship game against UCF. It's a revenge game for Tulane after they lost by 7 points in that first matchup. And it's pretty much a redemption game for Tulane. UCF had to survive a close one, of course, to the against their rivals South Florida. So, yeah, a lot to expect here in that American Championship. And I'm starting to learn about more of these Group of 5 teams. South Carolina at number 19, they finished 8-4. This is one of the most, greatest finishing teams I've seen in all college football. And I think they're the best 8-4 team in the SEC. This is a team that, keeps getting better and better. Shane Beamer has really turned things around here at South Carolina. And Spencer Rattler has had a great couple weeks. I mean, what a game he had against Tennessee. And then, of course, against Clemson. They pull off the upset on the road at Clemson. A turnover really changed the game there at the end there. And South Carolina finishes 8-4. Exactly how their record I predicted them to go. UCLA at number 18. This is a team that I thought would make it to the Pac-12 championship, but they finished 9-3. Oregon, really heartbreaking loss to the Oregon State Beavers. I mean, Oregon had a chance to win the Pac-12 championship, and now they're pretty much out of it. I mean, it's Utah going to the Pac-12 championship now, and Oregon finishes 9-3. It's still a pretty good season for Oregon, but, it's not enough to make it to the Pac-12 championship. Florida State at number 16. What a turnaround for Florida State. Florida State beat Florida this past weekend as well. I mean, this is a team that, I was really high on, and I knew they would kind of get to where they needed to be. And with all the experience they had coming back from this season, I knew they would get in maybe somewhere between 8 wins or maybe, 7 wins. But Instead, they get 9 wins. So Florida State, what a really good season they had. They finish out 9-3. All right, 11 through 15. A little bit of a change here to the top 15. Oregon State at number 15. They finished 9-3. What a comeback. What a comeback against Oregon in that game. And they wound up winning that one 38-34. That was a big-time game there. Oregon State, though, they complete the comeback. They were from 21 down, and they just rolled on over Oregon in that second half. Kansas State at number 14. They'll play for the Big 12 championship this Saturday against undefeated TCU. What a matchup that's going to be. I mean, I think it's going to be a better matchup than it was last time. I mean, TCU and Kansas State, now they're on a neutral field. I think it's going to be a lot more intense than it was the first time. So, Kansas State, they'll be playing for the Big 12 championship. And like I said, I'll give you a conference championship prediction for all the Power 5 conferences, and we'll go from there. Notre Dame at number 13. What a finish they had. I know they lost to USC, but this is a team that, you know, started turning things around after that 0-2 start for them. And now this team finishes 8-4, so really a good season for Notre Dame's first season head coach. So Notre Dame finishes at 8-4. Where will they end up in the bowl games? Utah will play for the Pac-12 championship, and they'll play USC. That's a rematch from the regular season, and they were able to win that game. Utah finishes 9-3, rolled over Colorado. I mean, that game right there was not even close. Utah, though, this is a veteran Utah team. They won the Pac-12 last year. Could they make it 2 in a row against this USC team, which is a really good offensive team? And like I said, we'll make a conference championship for all the Power 5 conferences. We'll do the ACC. I think on Monday, Tuesday, we'll do the Big 10. Wednesday, we'll do the Big 12. Pac-12 on Thursday, because the game between Utah and USC is happening on a Friday. So that game is going to be going on Friday. Saturday is the SEC Championship, and we'll do the SEC on Friday. Clemson at number 11. This is a team that took a big drop after a loss to South Carolina. Now Clemson's out of the playoff picture, but they still have to play the ACC Championship. North Carolina, they're also coming off a loss. So both Clemson and North Carolina both lost their rival games this weekend. That's pretty, you know, I don't know how that happens. I mean, it happens sometimes, but it is rival weekend. Just never know what can happen. But Clemson and North Carolina, they'll be playing for the ACC Championship this Saturday. That's 11 through 15. From 6 or 10, I'm kind of disagreeing here with the 6 through 10 here. Washington, LSU, though, I kind of agree on it. I mean, Washington has a better resume a little bit. I mean, I don't know how they're not playing for the Pac-12 championship. That just does not make sense whatsoever. I mean, their record is 10-2, yes, but, you know, I mean, I don't think it's pretty much about the head-to-head. I mean, Utah and Washington, remember, they did not play in the regular season, so I think that's why they had to pick Utah instead of Washington. LSU at number 9 took a big drop after a loss to Texas A&M. I mean, a tough loss there. Their playoff hopes are over. And this is a team that I thought would be focused in this game against Texas A&M, but, you know, you just never know what can happen. But, you know, LSU, I think, was just not focused at all in this game against Texas A&M this, you know, weekend. And they were not ready to play. They were not ready to play against Texas A&M. They were just focused on Georgia in Atlanta coming up this Saturday. Now they dropped to 9-3. Their playoff hopes are dashed. Their New Year's Six bowls are pretty much dashed as well. We'll see how they do in the SEC Championship game this Saturday. Penn State at number 8. Knew they would finish 10-2 for the rest of the year. This is a team that ends... I mean, this is pretty much the best 10-2 team, I think, in the country. I mean, Penn State, I think, will play for the Rose Bowl when they make those New Year's Six bowl picks. So I think Penn State will play in the Rose Bowl. Tennessee at number 7, and then Alabama comes in at number 6. This is the thing I don't agree on. Alabama's 10-2. Yes, Tennessee's 10-2, but Tennessee has the head-to-head. So I think Tennessee should be at number 6 instead of Alabama at number 6. I mean, you guys know I'm a Tennessee fan, but I'm just not being really mean about Alabama being at number 6, but I think Tennessee should be ahead because Tennessee has more top 25 wins than Alabama, and also they have the head-to-head. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but I thought Joe Milton played pretty well against Vanderbilt this past Saturday, but Made some mistakes of overthrowing the football. I think he's just going to have to get used to it. But he has a great arm. I'm telling you, that Joe Milton guy has a great arm. Alabama, though, rolled over Auburn. Big win there against their rivals. So, yeah, I just don't agree with it. I just don't agree with Tennessee being behind Alabama. That just does not make any sense whatsoever. But let's go to the top 5 now. Ohio State at number 5. They lose for the first time this season. Do I think their playoff hopes are, over? Maybe not. Maybe USC has to lose the Pac-12 championship. Maybe TCU has to lose the Big 12 championship as well. But anything can happen. I mean, we're bringing back teams from the dead. Like, we can bring back Alabama from the dead. We can bring back Tennessee as well from the dead. But it's going to come down to those conference championships. Who knows what will happen? I think Ohio State gets in if USC or TCU lose. USC, though, they will have a matchup against Utah. This is a team that finishes out 11-1, and they are in control of their own destiny to win the Pac-12 and also go to the college football playoff. TCU, this is a team that finishes undefeated. I mean, they dominated the Big 12, or not, I should say dominate, but they dominated against Iowa State. That was the best game I think I've seen them play all year long. So they have a chance to win the Big 12 championship and maybe make the college football playoff. Michigan at number 2, and then Georgia comes in at number 1. How about Michigan rolling in that second half against this Ohio State defense? Who saw this coming, that Michigan's offense would be the key in this game? And like I said, the turnovers, like when C.J. Stroud really fumbled the football, it really changed the game. And that's what can happen in college football. Turnovers really change the game throughout, games as well, throughout the entire world. So Ohio State drops down. Michigan is in control. They will head to the Big Ten championship. If they win that game, they are going to the playoff. Georgia, still the most dangerous team in the country. But, I mean, they had a tough one against Georgia Tech. I mean, Stetson Bennett says it wasn't their best game. Well, I mean, I think they still played pretty well, but Georgia's got a, SEC championship game to play. Maybe they were just focused on that game as well, but Georgia will looking to win the SEC championship. They don't have to play Alabama. That's the good news. So, I mean, you're seeing differences collide here. So, Georgia, Michigan, and TCU, those are the only undefeated teams we have left in college football. TCU, I think, could lose probably the Big 12 championship. Michigan, I kind of don't see them losing, but like I said, we'll make a prediction for the conference championships throughout this week. So stay tuned for those videos, and stay tuned here for more on the Lucas Ross Sports Channel.